Hi guys, it's Madison and I'm going to be answering some of your most asked questions. Where were you born and where did you grow up? So I was born in Fort Worth, Texas. I've pretty much grown up in Texas my whole life, except for a period of time when I was younger, we moved to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm the oldest of three, so I have a younger sister and a younger brother. My sister and I were both born in Fort Worth, and then my younger brother was born in Kentucky. Shortly after he was born, we moved back to Texas, and I have lived here ever since. How did you and your husband Braden meet? I feel like this is one of my most asked questions because people always can't believe I'm married. Braden and I are married. We got married on June 3rd, 2022. So coming up this June, it'll be 3 years of marriage. And we actually met in elementary school. So we've known each other for a long time. So we went to elementary school all the way to high school together. He's older than me. We were in different grades and different friend groups, but our families were friends. We have younger brothers the same age. So kind of always stayed in touch in a way. Braden went to college at the University of Texas in Austin. And in 2020, he actually came home to visit his family. We reconnected through a mutual friend and then started dating. I broke up with him for a little bit and we got back together because I realized, wait, I love him. I don't want to spend my life without him. And then we got engaged. We were engaged for about 7 to 8 months, I think. And then we got married. How old are you and when is your birthday? I am 25 years old and my birthday is August 31st, 1999. So I'll be 26 this August. What inspired you to start social media content? I love this question because I always like to tell people that I never ever thought I'd be doing social media. So I'll go ahead and answer 2 questions in one because another question I get asked all the time is, what was your job before social media? My job before social media was a sideline reporter for college football.
The Iron Scale ended Saturday with former SMU head coach Sonny Dykes, who wrapped up its second conference game of the season with a 40-34 win over the Navy.
I went to school at the University of North Texas, go Eagles. I got my degree in broadcast journalism with a concentration in sports, and then I minored in theater performance. And then I also did an internship for the Dallas Cowboys. I got to work behind the scenes on game day, kind of see how everything worked, flowed. We got to meet players. But during that time, I obviously wasn't acting or anything, and I really missed that side of my life. Braden and my sister Avery, they convinced me to download TikTok. And once I did, I realized that people were acting on there and putting skits out and dancing. So I just started setting up my tripod and filming little skits on my tripod and posting them. I am for real getting a picture with Ethan this time. Hi, yeah, what seems to be the problem here? They would get traction a little bit, but it was more just a fun side hobby because I missed acting. I wasn't getting a lot of auditions during that time either because I was solely focusing on sideline reporting and football. And then one day, Braden and I, it was my birthday. This was, I guess, 2 years ago. We went out to Dallas, and while we were there, we were just talking about awkward first dates and all of that stuff. And he was like, what if I just we could film right here? And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And so he just filmed a skit for me.
Hey, are you Brian?
And that was the first time I'd ever done a skit without my tripod and someone was actually holding the phone and filming me. That one did really well. It actually took off and went a little viral. And I was like, wait, this is so fun because now I can start going to different locations filming. I can come up with even more characters because I don't just have to stay in our little apartment bedroom with my tripod pretending to be all these different characters. So long story short, my social media kept growing and growing. During this time, I also started the apartment leasing manager character.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, quick question.
We're close today.
And I feel like she really kind of took off and exploded my career into a way where I was like, wait, I think I need to either do this full time or stop doing it because it's taking away from my actual job, which is sideline reporting and broadcast journalism. So I guess it was December of 2022, I decided to take it full time and give it a shot. And I'm so glad I did, which leads into another question. Have you always liked acting? Yes, I have. I grew up loving to read, watching movies. My mom's a big reader, so I just kind of took after her. And then in high school is when I really started doing theater. I had an amazing English teacher who I credit for so much of who I am today. And she was also the theater director. So I decided to just audition. In the very first play I ever auditioned for was Pride and Prejudice, and I got the part of Jane. But even my family will say, like in middle school, I used to have like notebooks and I would take notes on how to become an actor, or here are the steps you need to do to get an agent to become an actor, to go to auditions. Like I've always been fascinated by it and loved it. What were you like in high school and were you always funny? This is an interesting question. I went to a really small private school, so I didn't have like thousands of kids in my class. I graduated with like 32 people. In high school, I'd say I wasn't the loudest one in the room. I really enjoyed making my friends laugh. I've always done that, but it was more with like close friends. And what a lot of people don't know about me is I'm very introverted. So what is your dream job? My dream job is to be in a TV show or movie one day. I'm still actively auditioning for things. You hear a lot of no's in this industry, which it's just part of it. But yeah, that's my goal. Do you and Brayden want kids? I think at this point in my life, like I'm so enjoying my career and getting to do what I love and travel. And Brayden also works full time outside of my social media. So he doesn't like just film for me as a full-time job. So right now we're just enjoying being married, working, traveling. Definitely want kids someday, but right now my kids are my fur babies, Chance and Ebby. They are my world, and I am just fine with that for right now. What is your favorite book or series? Like I mentioned earlier, I've always been a reader, and it wasn't until a few years ago I had a friend show me fantasy books, fantasy romance books. And as fantasy romance readers know, once you start one, you never turn back. Your life will never be the same.
What are you reading?
Huh?
What are you reading?
Oh, just this book. It's, yeah, kind of like a romance book.
So my favorite series of all time is from a fantasy romance writer named Sarah J. Maas, and it's called Throne of Glass. And if they ever make a TV show or movie series, I will find a way to audition for something. And then the last question for this video, I might make another one because this was really fun, but how do you come up with skits? Whenever people ask me this, I always tell them I'm a people watcher. I've always been a people watcher, almost to a creepy level where like my family would have to be like, Madison, please stop staring. I just find like human behavior so fascinating. I'm watching mannerisms, I'm watching interactions, because I feel like my skits are definitely based on more real life scenarios in a way. So I like to take actual real life things and spin them into a way to make comedy out of it. Okay guys, this was so fun. Let me know if you have any more questions, if you want me to answer more. A lot of you have supported me for so long, and so I like being able to share tidbits about my life. Love you guys, bye.